This year, 2019, has been a horrible year overall. First, my niece's husband of 25 years died August 14th after years of being ill. They had maybe 5 good years together before he started having health problems in around 1999. He had to get quadruple bypass surgery for a heart condition, no doubt exacerbated by years of smoking. He had that, and then around 2009, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. He wasn't expected to make it to 2010, and it had also been stage 4 as it had spread to his spine and his brain. Somehow he got that under control, but in the end, he suffered from congestive heart failure, and there is no way out of that one. He eventually came down with pneumonia, and when the oxygen mask was lifted, when he was hospitalized, he simply died. It was a long ordeal, but it was a miracle he lived as long as he did. He is now interred at the Eagle Point National Cemetery in Eagle Point, Oregon. And then, of course, the younger of my much older sisters died on November 30th, 2019, after a 6 year battle with non small cell lung cancer. She, like her son in law, wasn't expected to live a year, but the treatments, including experimental treatments, did help prolong her life long past expectations. She lived to be 79. Unlike her son in law, she never smoked in her life, but she did live around men who did, such as her first two husbands and one man with whom she lived with in the late 1970s for a couple of years. There is apparently some kind of hereditary issue going on in this family, since my oldest brother died of cancer in 1989 at the age of 56, likely exposed to chemicals in his auto body business, and one of my other brothers had battled prostate cancer thanks to Agent Orange exposure when he was in Vietnam. I just hope I never get cancer. In the end, the cancer treatments didn't work anymore, so my sister declined any further treatment. From that point on, from early spring, according to the other sister and main caregiver, she never once felt any pain whatsoever up until the time of her death, 2 days after Thanksgiving. The decline was rapid following a flu shot she had in around early October, and it was downhill from there. It was hard to watch her that last full day when she was in and out of sleep and having to be bathed and changed. Worse still was seeing her body lying on the hospital bed, provided by hospice, when she died at home on Saturday morning at around 9 a.m. and right before I got there. The family was awaiting the pickup of her body by the mortuary. She had a peaceful passage, but it didn't make it easier for the rest of us. One is never prepared for death. Finally, we had to worry about my niece, who not only had to contend with the illnesses and deaths of her husband and her mother, she also underwent a kidney transplant. She had to go to Portland, Oregon in October, and when she said goodbye to her mother, she never saw her mother in person again, only through FaceTime calls. She received a transplant from a living donor, but it took her a couple of weeks to get used to the new kidney. She had an intestinal obstruction which lasted about 3 weeks, but eventually she overcame that. When this happened, it seemed my sister, her mother, decided to let go after she knew her daughter was over the crisis. My niece's successful transplant was the only good thing in an otherwise truly lousy year. I hope 2020 will be much better. I don't know. I don't know if I did it right. Okay. Did I do it right? Evidently not.